You know, people have been asking me all the time, Travis, why do you support Islam? Why do you support Muslims? I'll tell you why. What have they ever done to me? You see, there's so much problem in the world today when it comes to this kind of bigotry. I mean, you take a look down in Australia when you have that vile, evil, disgusting, wrinkled up prune of a woman named Pauline Hanson who constantly spreads her lies in the Australian Parliament thinking that Muslims are going to try to take over the world. It's the same thing in Britain when you got people like Britain First and the English Defence League constantly wanting to say that Muslims are bad and that they're going to take over and Sharia law is going to happen and everything else like that. Meanwhile, we've got all of Western Canada, you got Quebec, and you even got some friggin' idiots like, and I'm going to say it, Kenny Windsor, that hillbilly bearded hobo, constantly saying that Muslims are going to try to take over our culture and there's going to be Sharia law and it's going to be like Iran and Saudi Arabia and all that BS. Do you know what I see when I look at a Muslim? I see a human being. I see a human being. I don't see any conspiracy theories. I see another person who's just trying to live their life just like I am. And the fact of the matter is, I owe my life to a Muslim. I was on the verge of suicide due to some very, very tough times in my personal life. And a dear Muslim friend of mine who I went to high school with was all the way in Madagascar. Phoned the RCMP to make sure that I was well and I had a wellness check done on me because she was concerned about my well-being. Now, does that sound like a terrorist to you? Does that sound like somebody who wants to destroy and hurt and harm and bring in Sharia law? No. That's what a decent human being does. And that's what she did for me. So yeah, I will defend Muslims as a Christian man. If we actually stopped and realized how much the Quran and the Bible actually have in common and how much we do have in common because we worship the same God. It doesn't matter if we call him Jesus or Allah. We both worship the same God and we both are created from him. Doesn't matter how we call him or how we pray. Because in the end, we're all one world. We're all one people. And if we don't start to realize that, then the real cancer, the real Sharia law, is going to be people like Pauline Hanson and like Kenny Windsor and like the EDL and like Britain First that are really going to spread around and try to bring us into one big fascist, racist regime. And unfortunately, people seem to believe these conspiracy theories, like that the coronavirus was weaponized and they're going to be putting us in concentration camps and everything else like that. It's because of crap like that people believe that I lost my dream of playing in the World Cup of Darts. Because so-called friends and so-called members of the CDDA, which I helped co-found, believe in these conspiracy theories. That Jews are responsible for forest fires with space lasers. Come on, man. Really? The more I read about this stuff, the more it makes me sick because people are actually the dumbest species on this earth. Calling somebody a pig these days is actually a bloody compliment. So yeah, there's my 2 cents. Take it, leave it, I don't care. Hate me for it, put it down in the comments that I'm just a fool, that I don't support my country. You're not a real patriot. You call yourself a Canadian, you call yourself a Newfoundlander? Well, let me ask you something. What did our grandfathers fight for? A lot of them fought alongside Sikhs, Muslims, and Hindus. So check your history before you start to rewrite it. I'm Travis Walsh, and that's the way it is.